Cure is still a very good TVT player, but we've seen Reality do very well in the past in Pro League.
Yeah, I did go for Reality myself. He's been doing quite well. I feel like Cure was a lot better back in Heart of the Swarm. I'm really honestly not sure where he is in TVT. I have more confidence for Reality right now, which is why I voted for him. But again, it's another one of these games that really could go either way. We were talking about this matchup where every single one could, in fact, go either way. You know, maybe the SOS versus Journey one is a bit one-sided, as well as the Rogue versus Solar one, but, you know, that's 1-for-1 each. So if now Reality took this one, it looks like we may have our ace match come in eventually here.
For sure. I mean, this matchup, in my opinion, when I was deliberating who would win, it's pretty much a coin flip, to be honest. Like, both these players are quite at an even skill level, I guess you could say. And we did see Cure play against, I believe it was Alive, in that really crazy draw game in Pro League a few weeks ago on Arena, if you remember that.
Yeah, I was casting that one. Was that Cure?
Yeah, that was Cure against Alive. Wow. And I actually picked Alive there, and I was like, oh man, I can't believe Cure blew that game so hard. But you have to give credit to Alive, though, for taking that to a draw game, and then after that draw game, winning the regame. So,
yeah. So maybe we'll see something crazy like that again. And it is going to be Lerilak Crest, the map for game number 2. We did just get done with Arena. If you missed that one, if you're just tuning in now, I would definitely recommend go back and watch the VODs.
Or the rebroadcast, thanks to Kesper.
See how I'm transitioning here,
so
GTR?
Now, thanks to Kesper, we are doing a rebroadcast of Pro League for you guys in America or Europe that can't catch our live broadcast. I'm pretty sure it's very early in the morning for you guys. So
yeah,
big thanks to Kesper for that.
That's going to be rebroadcasted at 2 a.m. KST. So that's going to be, I think, 12 p.m. on the East Coast of America.
I think it's 8 p.m. for Central European time, but I'm not too sure on that. You can get the exact times on Twitter, on the Kesper Twitter. I believe it's official_Kesper if you want to catch that.
I'm sure that it's 2 a.m. KST. I'm not sure about the time conversions. Running on about 24 hours right now, but awake. But I don't know. You guys can check that out. Definitely check out the rebroadcast if you can't catch this one, and let your friends know about it as well, because it's going to be on a time they're not expecting. Spread the word, because it can definitely spread our tournament to more people.
Yeah, the premier team league in the world. Starcraft 2 Pro League. It's always good to have more eyes on it. As we see here, the predictions, 2 of us going for Cure and the rest going for Reality.
Yeah, GTR and Wolf on the Cure hype train. Let's see who is going to take this match at TVT now on Lerilak Crest. Up in the top right, one of our Terran players here from the generic Green Wings, it is Cure. And in the top left, in the blue from Samsung Galaxy Con, it is Reality.
So we're on Lerilak Crest. Korean name, Lerilak Maru.
Yeah.
I didn't actually know that Crest in Korean is Maru. I thought Maru was the name of a cat or something.
Well, it is. Yes, but apparently it is also the translation for Crest. So,
so would you say Chicken Maru is Chicken Crest?
Chicken Crest, yeah.
Chicken Crest.
That's what it is, exactly. Also, Maru, the player from the generic Green Wings, is a Crest.
Yes, apparently. Have you ate
I don't know,
Chicken
kind of a small guy. No, actually, I haven't.
We've got to go there sometime with Tasteless and Wolf. I haven't been there before, actually, but if they're sponsoring esports, we've got to support them.
Yeah. Should definitely do that.
As we see here, going to this game, it is horizontal spawns against each other. So we're going to see both players, in theory, expand downwards. But we actually see the first deviation here from Cure actually going for that early second gas. So it looks like he wants to tech here.
Yeah, very, very fast. And it's going to be interesting to see what he does. But expansion paths, I feel like you're going to favor Cure, and let me know what you think, because the third base of Reality is going to be very close dropping distance for Cure. You can also get to the back rocks, and put on that aggression. I feel like in TVT you always want to be the aggressor, getting your tanks into a position rather than defending against their tanks. And if we do get past third base versus third base, that fourth base for Kier is going to be way down here by this SCV if he wants to expand away from Reality. So, I don't know, I'm liking Reality's position so far here on this map.
Yeah, Reality can expand to that 9 o'clock position and not worry about those close air drops that might be coming from Pure, coming from the right side of the map. As we see here, Marine from Reality, pretty safe play here. He's actually deciding to patrol with that Reaper, so he doesn't want to see what, he doesn't want to get the Reaper Pure rather coming up, and that Reaper has to go back.
Yeah, nice job defending there. We do see this eventual build coming to fruition. It looks like more Reapers, and we got Hellions on the way. The Starport's coming out very fast with the Tech Lab after the Hellions. So maybe going to transition into Banshees behind this and just have a very big harassing force early on in the game.
Yeah, it's gonna. We see Cure actually just banking those that gas onto any tech that he decides to get from the Starport. As we see these two Hellions, they actually no, just one Hellion rather. But these two Reapers and one Hellion can actually do a lot of damage if Reality's not careful.
Yeah, he's actually in range of that SCV. Gonna have to move that over. And it looks like there's a Widow Mine on the way. Another Hellion does finish up here. Reaper's kind of lining up here for Cure, but he has denied mining here at this natural for quite a while. And
yeah,
it is going to be Banshees with Cloak on the way.
Oh, but there's Widow, the mine. I don't know what's going on there. A lot of mines are being placed down. It was crazy.
Yeah, lots of Reaper mines there. Thankfully, this Hellion does not die for Reality. He's got a second one now on the way.
Oh, the Widow mine coming out here from Cure. Don't see an expansion coming, or there's SVs being placed there, so he's probably going to expand behind this. He's done, I think, in this situation, Cure is quite satisfied with the damage he's done so far.
Yeah, just going to expand behind this. He's got Banshees with Cloak on the way here. Reality kind of messing up his micro. Cure definitely getting the better of that so far, although he does snipe a Reaper and keeps everything alive, so I'll eat my words there. Reality does defend quite well.
Yeah, this Banshee here coming out for Cure. It's also going to have Cloak sometime soon, but Reality does have that luxury of that second orbital command, which means he can bank that energy for any scan that he decides to do.
Yeah, it looks like he's preparing very well for this follow-up. I think he's reading the build quite nicely, saying, okay, if you're going for this much harass early on, you should be following up with something, and Banshee seemed pretty nice in this position. He's going to start 2 safe turrets, and he's going to have that Cyclone out of the map as well. I don't think he's going to be ready in time here, but yeah, he's got a nice idea in terms of defending this.
Well, it looks like in this situation, Kuro is going to be happy with that Banshee doing harassment right now. We can see here he's actually going for that third quicker command center than his opponent here. So you could say it's a greedy build, going for that really early third command center, but he knows that Reality can't kill him off in his current situation, especially with his Banshee out.
Yeah, I feel like the Cyclone of Reality has been somewhat forgotten in the main, just
forgotten unit.
Chilling out there saying, okay, there's Viking up.
Okay.
All right.
Another Banshee out here for Cure, but
now he's remembered the Cyclone. He's grouped that up with the Vikings here.
And it doesn't get a lock on. Oh, it actually gets a lock on the Banshee. It's going to kill that Banshee. Nice play really there from Reality.
Yeah, very nice position. Good read on the second Banshee coming in as well. Seems like Reality's got a nice, He's got a nice read on exactly what the timings are of when these Banshees are coming in and how to defend them. He was slightly late on the engineering bay and the turrets, but he's got a nice defense up here now. Now is what he really needs to do is identify that there's a third base out and possibly put on some pressure.
That Widowmine a hero for Cure there. If that Marine saw that there was a push coming here, then it might be bad news bears for Reality, but because Reality's still got his units positioned for any incoming Banshees, and I'm not sure whether they're moved down or not. Yeah. Okay, they're still there at the main base, so.
Yeah. Third base is up and running. Orbital now on the low ground for Cure. Cure wants to attack at the same time. He's got one extra tank, which is coming across the map right now. And so Reality is definitely going to be on the back foot here, forced to defend. I was talking about this before. You definitely want to have the attacking advantage. And look at this, he's got one extra Viking. The Cyclone, though, getting into play here. And the Banshee just barely going to survive for Cure.
Oh, and this Banshee is going to have havoc onto these tanks. it's a really hard position here from Reality to defend, but he does have the defender's advantage. And, Cyclone Neil takes that Viking, but he's still got that air advantage here, sure.
That Cyclone is doing so much work right now for Reality. Unfortunately, just barely missing, killing a couple of units twice in a row. But Cure, I mean, he's pushed Reality back. He's saying, okay, I'm not going to push the issue right now. You've got a lot of tanks in a line, a decent defense here. I've got my third base. I don't need to kill you right now.
Yeah, the most important thing for Cure is that he's got his third base nicely secured, and there's no real need for Cure to go for any further attack here. I mean, yeah, he's got that third base up, he's got his extra production facilities up, and he's got Reality in a spot where he's going to take his third base now, but oh no, that's actually a Cyclone, so yeah, I think Reality is falling more behind as the game progresses.
It feels like, yeah, I mean, Reality seems almost scared at this moment in time. Doesn't seem sure about exactly how he's going to do this. It looks like he does want to now pick up some tanks, but I don't believe he has the Vikings, like Innovation did against Bunny in that last game, to kind of escort this push across the map. And he's definitely a lot farther behind in terms of economy than Innovation was compared to Bunny in the last game we saw on TVT.
The only advantage that Reality has right now is that he has a superior marine count. So if he can use that to his advantage, then maybe he can do some damage, but we'll just have to see how this plays out, whether he decides to go for that third base or decides to add more production facilities and go for a timing. And it looks like we might see a timing attack here from Reality.
Yeah, definitely going to be the timing here. He's got more Marines, as you said. Combat Shields is going to finish up by the time this is pushed across the map. And it's really just going to be about Cure identifying which direction this push is coming from and getting those tanks into position to defend. Scan is going to come down here. He's going to spot the position of Cure. Cure throwing down a nice scan as well. Going to force Reality way back there if he wants to go outside the vision here.
Yeah, it's all going to be about that tank positioning from both players. And also whoever gets that first tank shot from those their own siege tanks. As we see here, these Vikings are really nicely placed there. There's no way Reality can do some harassment via that north channel.
Looks like they are kind of out of position, though, to defend this push from Reality. Looks like he wants to get those tanks into position towards that third base now. Start shelling some of these turrets.
Yeah, that's actually a really nice position there. From Reality, just moves back once Cure gets his siege tanks, made it back down to that third base. And now, nice drop here. Seeing that the fact that the Vikings are gone from that north side of the map does some damage to those SVs, only 4 though.
At the same time, trying to take out these rocks. He's really pulling Cure apart, forcing him to defend. But every second that goes by, Cure's production is going to get ahead. This drop is not going to work. The Vikings are doing a fantastic job now zoning out the tanks here at this push. And Reality still doesn't have a third base behind this.
Yeah, there's no doubt here that Reality needs to take this game out in the next few minutes or so, because the longer that he allows Cure to mine from that third base, the more units that Cure can get out to help defend this. But you got to remember, these are close spawns, which means that he can just keep rallying these Marines over and try and find a window of timing, a window of opportunity rather, for him to move into the base of Cure and take the game.
Yeah, let's see if he can do it now. Cure has all of his Vikings in a group. It looks like Reality trying to bring him over to the natural and attack the third, but it's not working out. Cure is very prepared for this.
Yeah, Reality has the superior Marine count, but there's no real way. Oh, he actually sieges here at the Nook. We'll see how much damage this drop does, but lots of Marines here from Reality. He has to move back though.
That's not going to really work out. A couple of these tanks in the back now going to get a decent position. Those going to force Cure to lift here. Those Vikings could get sniped out, and these Marines are now shelling that natural.
Yeah, there's so many Marines here from Reality. If he goes into the main base of Cure, there's no way that Cure can defend from this amount of Marines, and it's all about these siege tanks here from Cure. If he uses these siege tanks well, he can defend this.
Reality stimming into a bunch of tanks, and now look at this, the swell of Marines coming from the main. There's no longer any Marines here for Reality, and this push has been defended.
This push has been defended indeed, and he kills that expansion there at the natural of Cure, but I don't think it's enough damage there from Reality. He needed to go to the production facilities of Cure to take that final blow, but I didn't think it was enough.
Now we got 2-2 about to finish up here for Cure. Reality is going to move that that orbital over to the third, but ahead in army supply and head of mining, and Cure wants to take a fight now, and smartly so, with the upgrade advantage, the worker lead, the army lead. He's got a lead literally everywhere right now.
Yeah, this is Cure's game to lose right now, as we see a solid 40 or so supply lead for Cure. And I think Reality's just going to get walked over here by Cure in the next few minutes.
Yeah, looks like it. Cure now preparing his tanks to get into position. Down 50 supply now is Reality. And really, as you said before, it's Cure's game to lose. Nice drop there on the tank, sniping a tank of Reality. And he's got that parade push coming across the map now. Hasn't broken down the back rock, so it'll be a harder push, but he just has so many more units here.
Yeah, so many more tanks of Cure here, and I don't think with enough, there's only 2 tanks out for Reality, and against these 5 of Cure, it's just not enough.
Yeah, trying to come from the north here, but all of his Marines get decimated. Cure's got the position on top of the ramp, and Reality's got nothing. GG, Cure is gonna take game number 2.
Yeah, nicely played there from Cure, noticing the fact that Reality was going for a 2-base timing, and he was privy to it, and as a result, he was able to defend that attack there from Reality and take the game.
Yeah, really smart play from Cure. We were talking about his prowess in the TVT matchup, and it really showed there, just using that pressure on a big map to force Reality into a defensive position, and at the same time taking that 3rd base. Got so far ahead from it. Reality had a couple of moments where it looked like he may have been able to end the game, but I feel like he delayed too long, and he kind of missed his timing. And from there, the upgrades are coming out. The production was really getting going for Cure, and just wasn't enough to take him out.
Yeah, once that 3rd base did come up for Cure, Cure did a really good job with those Banshees, with those Vikings, to apply pressure onto the front side of Reality's base, and Cure just was given enough time by Reality to get that 3rd base up, get those upgrades up, and yeah, won the game.
Yeah, so there you have it. It's now 2-0 to Jin Air in a funny turn of events. We were talking about this being even, but now we're jumping into SOS versus Journey for game 3, which could go either way, but definitely favoring SOS.
Yeah,
but
it's going to favor SOS more than it did for the other 2 games.
Yeah, for sure. You can see Reality not too happy about that loss. Gonna have to go back to the drawing board for TVT. TVT's a hard matchup, man. It takes a lot of skill to outplay your opponent in that one. And unfortunately, Cure was the victor this time around for Reality.
It feels like one of those matchups where you just have to play the matchup a lot and just understand it. But we're gonna go to a 3-minute break, guys. We'll see you after the break.